Welcome to the Early Morning Life Podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Early, and on this podcast, I share life-changing tips, tools, information, motivation, and inspiration to bring light to your life as you tune in to each and every episode. Man, I tell you, I miss you guys. It has been a while since I have produced an episode of the Early Morning Light Podcast, but I'm back. And I am hoping to continue with regular episodes of the Early Morning Light podcast from this moment forward. Why? Because I missed you. Why? Because I'm excited about some of the content that I will be sharing over the next several months. So we're back. And today we're at the start of a year. So it is the 27th of January, if I have that correct. Yep. 127. So we're at the end of that first month of the year. And we all know that typically what happens at the start of a year is that many people, if not a lot of people, will be setting New Year's resolutions. Now, there's a lot of mixed opinions about what a New Year's resolution is, lots of opinions about whether or not they're effective, how to do them, how not to do them. And I'm not really going to get into that. My opinion is that you do what works for you. I do like the start of a year as a time to refocus and to start to focus in on the things that are important, to set some new goals, to start just shifting back to what's important to you, whatever that means to you. So whether that's a New Year's resolution or any other type of thing, some people believe that, you just focus in on key focus areas. Like, what are the areas that I want to improve in, and make plans to move in that direction, whether that's exercise, whether it's family relationships, whether it's networking, whether it's business relationships and business goals, whatever it may be. You just do you is my suggestion. Whatever you think is effective for you, if you're making it work, you're making it work. Whether it's a drawn out vision board type of resolution process, or you just jot down a few things you want to work towards, you do you. And I know I've said that already, but I mean it. You just do you, whatever works for you. No one knows what works best for you like you know it. So today, I just want to share a concept, a way of beginning the year that I stumbled into back in the summer. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a New Year's resolution that you do in January. You can start this process at any time. I read a very small book entitled One Word, one of the smallest books I've ever read. I read it within a few hours. And again, the title is One Word That Will Change Your Life, written by John Gordon, Dan Britton, and Jimmy Page. And initially, when I picked up the book, I'm like, okay, this is a really small book. I mean, how can you have anything in a book this small that's going to change my life? And boy, was I in for a rude awakening. I have been so inspired by this book that I have begun the process, and I have shared the one word concept with other people. And basically, it's a very simple process in which you choose one word that inspires clarity, power, and passion in your life, whatever that means. One word that you're going to focus on for a year or for a period of time that has value to you. And the way it is set up is that there's actually a process that is suggested for deciding on that one word. Now, before I get started, my one word is for this year has been flexibility. And so the process of deciding on the one word, and listen to this, because I believe that this can work for many of us or most of us, is 3 steps. One is they suggest, Mr. Gordon, Britton, and Page, that you look in and prepare your heart. So what that means is you get some time away from everything, some quiet, reflective time where you can begin to, as you disengage from everything else, unplug from everything else in your space, you ask yourself simple questions like, what do I need right now in my life? And then what is in my way? What is in my way? What do I need and what is in my way? And then the second step to the process is to look up. So the first step is look in, prepare the heart. Second step is to look up to discover your word. So once you have prepared your heart, you're ready, in a sense, to begin to receive the word that speaks to you. So this is a tune in process. And looking up is meant to be a peaceful situation where there's no stress or minimal stress, and you just kind of let your word come to you. Wherever you are in that space, you let that word come to you. I, as someone who happens to be a Christian, this might be the area where you, or the time period where you actually, you may tune in to God. Maybe even say a prayer. God, what would you have me focus on? What do I need? What is in my way? And you just get quiet with God, whatever you believe, and just listen for what comes. Now, for me, what came was the word flexibility. I created this space. I got off, to myself, and I began to in this still, quiet space, pray and just listen, and just got quiet. And it wasn't an audible word that was spoken to me, but as I thought about what do I need, the word flexibility came to me. It would be beneficial for me to be more flexible in my life. I've had a lot of things kind of come at me over the last 1 to 2 years. I would just say, the last year, I would say, where I've had to adjust in some ways. I've had to be more flexible, and to kind of go with some of the flow at times, and just be. So for me, the word that came was to be flexible, or the word flexibility. And that's been the word that I have been focused on. I've written it down. I have it visible in places to remind me. I have shared that word with people in my circle, so that they are aware, so that I can keep that word in front of me. And that's kind of the idea, is that you want to, whatever your word is, you want it to be visible in your environment. You want to be sort of constantly reminded of what that word is. And then the last part, so we've looked in, we've prepared our heart, we've looked up, we've discovered our word, whatever it is for you, flexibility for me. And then the last of the three steps is to look out. So you say, what does that mean, Tracy, to look out? Looking out means that finding ways to live out that word that you have come up with, that has been given to you as your focus for this particular year. So the idea, as I said, is to keep the word in front of you, to look for opportunities to be more flexible. Maybe there's relationships in which you have been sort of, I don't know, judgmental, and it's created conflict. And maybe, you're reminded, because your word is flexibility, for example, to just be more flexible in those times of conflict, and maybe think, okay, what might be going on with this person that I'm in conflict with, whatever that may mean. Or it may mean, maybe you used to having everything go in a certain sequential order, and it's not going that way. And you just remind yourself, hey, flexibility. How can I be? So the question would be, how can I be flexible in this moment? What would that look like? So that's the looking out. So we looked in, prepared our heart, we looked up, we discovered our word, and then we looked out to live out that word. I tell you, this has been a very powerful concept for me that I believe can and will change my life right now. And as I continue to implement this and share it with people and maybe share it with some of the people in my circle, that this is going to be life changing. And it's very simple. And that's what I like about it, is that it's not this drawn out process of writing out 4 to 5 pages of your goals and which is fine if that's the way you do it, your passions, all the really drawn out processes. This is a very simple process, but very powerful, because what it does and what it has done for me is it has told my brain, my mind, that this is the thing that I am going to focus on. After asking the question, what do I need? I came up with, I need more flexibility. What is in my way? That helps us focus in on, what do I need to do in order to be more flexible? What is stopping me from being more flexible? Now, flexibility was my word. Like I said, you may come up with something totally different, but I highly encourage you. Actually, I encourage you to, if you get a chance, to get a copy of the book, One Word That Will Change Your Life, by John Gordon, Dan Britton, and Jimmy Page. I believe that it will change your life. This is Tracy Early. Thank you for tuning in to the Early Morning Podcast. I look forward to sharing more episodes with you in the coming months. Thank you for being a supporter of the podcast. Talk to you soon.